All right, this is lines 11 through 20 of Catullus 36. And he keeps going with now, O, and we don't really quite know to whom he's vowing here, but we would assume it's a divinity, and we've been talking about Venus. So that mystery is easily solved here because Creata here, born or created, and then Kai Ruleo Ponto means blue sea in the ablative, so we can call this maybe an ablative of source, ablative of origin, but created from the blue sea. And we know Aphrodite was born from the foam. And then we just get essentially just a series of places. And we'll talk about this in a second, but let's go through the Latin. So OU, created from the blue sea, who, sacred Idalium, and Urii, or maybe Urium, having been opened. So here maybe something like exposed Urii or Urium. And you who, and Kona and Nidus is described as reedy, full of reeds, so full of papyrus reeds. And finally we get a verb. So you who dwell, you who cultivate, you who inhabit, Idalium, Urium, Ancona, Nidum, or Nidos. And then we continue with you who dwell in or cultivate Amathus, and you who cultivate or dwell in Golgi, and you who cultivate Colus, or dwell in Dyrrachium, the taberna of the Adriatic, so the inn of the Adriatic. This was apparently a really common port town, in addition to an important battle in Roman history. He says, "Face acceptum," so literally make something having been received. So make your vow received. Receive this votive offering. Consider it accepted and returned, maybe fulfilled. If it's not without maybe charm. So we saw Lepidus earlier in Catullus, and if it's not without wit, maybe. And again, two adjectives that we've seen before in Catullus in the first 11 poems. But, and this is really common for him to kind of end with but, with ought here. But, meanwhile, you, and I guess we must be talking about Volusius's Annales again here, the plural, come into the fire. You, full of country and full of, you know, simple, full of unrefinement. You Annales of Volusius, you papyrus sheets having been again, going with the PG version here, expelled as excrement, maybe. So let's talk about these names again. This very well could be a kind of a list of places that one would go to if one were to travel from Bithynia back to Rome. And so let's take a look here at a map. And here's Bithynia. And if we were traveling from Bithynia through maybe up to Rome here, you get kind of a sense that here are all of these places. So let's take a look. Idalius is on Cyprus. So this is the island of Cyprus. There's a couple other place names that he looks at, but on Cyprus here. And then we get Urium, which is in Apuleia, which is right here, kind of up the heel a little bit. And then we get Ancona, which is up here in the kind of the central eastern coast of Italy. And then back here is Nidos. And then we also have in Cyprus Amathus and Golgi, so 3 towns here in Cyprus, and then we have Dyrrachium here. So he doesn't put them in order. It's not like he's literally tracing a journey, because if he were, then we would be going here and then here, up here, and then back to Cyprus, and then back to Dyrrachium. Um, but these are all common port towns. These are all common places that he would have maybe stopped had he been traveling between Rome and Bithynia. But notice that Cyprus here, way far away from kind of this imagined journey, but it makes sense. Venus and Cyprus, Cyprus being a sacred island to Venus and having many, many, many little shrines or big shrines to Venus.